D-Man. Trying to make the sun look like Saturn. Hi, Paul. Hey, guys. Another beautiful day here in the neighborhood. What's the good word, Mojo? It's Sunday. I have nothing on the go other than a beautiful sunny day. And I noticed there's a lot of grumpy people. I guess. Yeah, chillax. That's what everybody should do. It's a choice. You get to choose what kind of mood you want to be in. Don't let it get you down, guys. It's crazy out there. We get to choose. Taking a break from the worldwide theater. I've decided that the worldwide theater is bumming me out. So, not doing it. Going for a walk. Why not? How's your back, D-Man? What a bummer, dude. I totally feel ya. Back pain, foot pain, mouth pain. Grazie, no. It's not fair. I don't know. Have you tried an Epsom bath? Epsom salts with lavender. I don't know. Honestly. Dolores Cannon says we make ourselves ill, and that if we're doing what we're supposed to do with our life, then it's impossible for this rental car to become ill. And I'm not saying this like I'm just perfect, because I rocked some pretty severe detrimental situations. You know, I'm still currently doing some fine tuning, but I guess it's okay to be cognitively aware that, you know, the frequencies and vibrations that we put out there are part of the things that we experience, reconciled with the fact that I do firmly believe there is a degree of suffering that is required of us while we are learning here. Oh, yes, water. As you can see, all of the water here is currently frozen. My dock was underwater for a while, but you know what? My neighbor Rachel, she does the like winter dips in the river, and she asked me if I wanted to do one with her. And well, you know, if anyone's crazy enough to take on that kind of an endeavor, it would be me. So I may just have an upcoming stream about that. A couple of nut jobs jump in the frozen river. I don't recommend that, D-Man. I'm sure the impact of freezing cold water is not helpful at that point, but hey, what do I know? I'll keep you posted. Well, what's new? What's new, everybody? What's on your mind? My mind is happily vacant currently. I have to go to the store and get tea. It's my big challenge for today. It's just so nice. Just like, who wouldn't want to be experiencing this? Who in their right mind doesn't want to see sunshine? How did you get your... How are you writing? What is that? What kind of keyboard sorcery do you have going on there, gentlemen? What is that? It looks like a little shed. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. I am blissfully unaware of what's happening. How do I feel about Yowie? I don't know. What is it? I assume I'm open to it and unbothered by it. If you tell me what yaoi is, because I made you a mod. I made you a mod. It's funny because when I go on my my old school iPhone, it still shows up as wrenches. Oh. Fan fiction? Boy, I don't know what that is. I am not offended. I honor its existence as well as yours, and I remain unaffected. Boy times boy. Okay, I'm pretty innocent and naive sometimes. I'm assuming there's some... I still don't care, honestly. You are special. Nice. Vacation back into nature. Where are you gonna do that, D-Man? Where are you going to nature? Where do you guys go to nature? I live in nature. BMX. Hello. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the like. Everybody's hitting like. You don't want to be left out, do you? Tappa tappa. New Hampshire woods. Yeah, okay, so that's what I do. I mean, I'm at the Catholic school. La 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 la. Right here in town. But I live in the bush on the river, and I'm quite lucky to have that at my disposal for times when non-nature isn't quite cutting it. Mr. Chris. Okay, how are you guys writing that? It looks like a folding chair next to an A. What is that, and how are you guys doing it? Dewey! So my latest thing that I don't really talk about is I'd really like to befriend a crow. I'd really like to, or a raven, you know, I'm not picky. Has anyone ever made friends with a crow? What do I have to do? I mean, like, I'm not even good at making real life friends. How do I befriend a bird? If you were to make friends with a raven, how would you go about it? Oh, it's an emoji. Okay, whatever. It's still keyboard sorcery to me, I guess. I want a crow friend to come and check on me and say hello and bring me shiny things. Maybe I could train it. Yeah, like, squirrels are spooky. Chipmunks are cute. They're like, hi. And then they quietly climb up on your leg and pee on your skirt. And then, you know, you reconsider your friendship with these small ground game. Squirrels have like a, when they see ya and they start walking, it's a little bit spooky. I don't know. I'm not against squirrels. I just don't want one on me. But a crow. What would that be? Just put out your hand, and along came the crow. Ooh. And then you just sit on your shoulder. Hummingbirds are the best. We have lots of them in the summer. I heard my neighbor, he said that chickadees. This is the saddest story ever, okay? And maybe why it's kind of important to feed the birds. I honestly, chickadees, this is according to my neighbor Martin, who's a cool old dude, he's a drummer guy. He's one of us. He's a fight the power kind of dude. But he says chickadees lose 20% of their body fat from shivering on cold nights. If I think about it too hard, I will cry. But, shit. Damn it! Yeah, that's a thing. I didn't know that. Poor little birds. Well, they're not shivering today because it's pretty nice there. Yeah, skunks. I was partying one night in town in Huntsville, Ontario, not Texas. And I was at my friend's house. I'm sure we were tipping a few. And I remember I came, you get to that point where you've had a few drinks and you're just like, everything is great and I want to go and do stuff. And so I opened the door and boom, 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 down 3 steps, right there. A skunk with its ass pointing at me. That is one surefire way to make you question what you're doing. But I don't know, I just breezed by. I didn't get stunk out. But Stella, you got skunked once, didn't you? Yes, you did. You got skunked and you got bit by a beaver. This is her favorite thing. I'll just stand here while you scratch my bum and I'll do a little husky dance. Yeah, skunks are serious. Do not use. So peroxide actually worked really well to get rid of the stank. I don't know, I've never used tomato juice. I like tomato juice. If I bought an excessive amount of tomato juice, I'd be inclined to get like some horseradish and vodka and ice and like some Bloody Marys, This would actually be a great day for that. Here in Canada, we call them Caesars because we make it weird and put clam juice in it, but man, they're good. We changed the clocks today. Mary's time. Who's Mary? Does she live on the coast? What? Okay, so YouTube is kind enough. Here, let's do this. Add a Q&A sticker. Oh, I just took it away. How do I do that? It wants me to ask you guys. Oh, I'm learning so much. Okay, the little folding chair with the A is automatic chat translation. What the heck? All right. How do I get that? How do I ask you guys a question now? Immortality or not is what it wanted me to ask you. Are we immortal or are we not immortal? I can't find the thing. I snooze, you lose. I missed it. But YouTube wants me to ask you if you think we're immortal or not. So I guess I should ask. In the meantime, yeah, but then if you use sunflower seeds, Chris, you get mystery plantings of sunflowers. I have potatoes that I miss every year in the garden and they just grow again. Yeah, I would assume you have some mystery sunflowers as a result of that too. Which I can't seem to grow. Apparently they don't want to really grow here. We have short summers. But, well, are you immortal and what are you having for dinner? Inquiring minds need to know these things. What are you cooking, D-Man? You know what I had yesterday for old-timey? Was shake and bake. Shake and bake, and I helped marinate and press up. Lots of olive oil, some fresh bread. Do it. Cardinals we don't have so much of here, but lots of chickadees, hummingbirds, blue jays. It's birdland. Ooh, Mama Italia. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Some of the simpler things, you know, if you grew up in Canada, spaghetti meant a can of Hunt's with ground beef fried with onions usually and peppers, which to me is like sloppy Joe. But anyways, it's good stuff. But till you actually make a tomato sauce on the spot, fresh, you can. Some Parmigiano Reggiano, super fine grind. Bring it on. Oh, Sicily. Do you not always think of Sophia Petrillo from Golden Girls when you hear Sicily? I think of boot. I think of the boot kicking Sicily, and I think of Sophia Petrillo, the firecracker mama bear from Golden Girls, which subsequently is a fabulous thing to binge watch if you want to disregard the world theater. Italian and Irish. Your family throws really good parties. Oh man, that would be a super fun jam. I would assume that if both sides of your family threw a party, D-Man, you would have to invite me, because it would probably take place in the kitchen, which is where I grew up, in the kitchen parties. And my dad would bust out the guitar and everyone would be singing and stomping and having a good old time. That's awesome. I don't know. Catholic school. They are the dragons. All right. I'm not Catholic. I was raised Catholic. And then I said, wait, what? No, 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 Negatron. I'm stealing that. Yoink. Yeah, no shit. Now, listen, I know I've told this story before, but while we're on the subject, I was raised by my mom, who was raised by my Oma, as Roman Catholic. Oma came from Romania. Opa came from Hungary. They skedaddled over to Germany during the war. And when my mom was 6 years old, they came to Canada. Now, fast forward to when I was 6 years old, because I was a super nerd. I had some hard-hitting questions for Oma. And shocked. Yeah, I was shocked. Here's a shock treatment. I remember I was visiting with Oma, and I always needed to know. I just needed to know. What's the deal? And I never forgot anything. I always remembered everything. So you put things together as a child, and you learn about God, and you learn about, right and wrong, and morals, and scripture, and all the things. And one morning I posed a question to Oma, and it was about baptism or christening. And I remember asking her, I was like, well, because she's telling me all about this sorcery. And I said, well, did I get the doot, whatever? And Oma said, no, you weren't. And so I thought, okay, well, what does that mean? And my loving Oma, who I, like, to this day, I just miss her. She was so cool. She taught me so much, and she was just a really solid, cool person for, this is a woman who lived off of solely potatoes at one point, and she said, well, you're going to hell. Huh? And I think that's the moment. Still a good one, D-Man. That's still a good one. But you don't have to believe you're going to hell because some guy didn't dribble holy water. Like, I'm not anti-scripture. I think there's golden nuggets left in a lot of the ancient writings. But that was the day that doing the right thing and adhering to a religion stopped becoming okay for me. Because as a 6-year-old girl who was wildly intelligent, that just didn't seem right. The worst thing you can do is give up your God-given right to choose for in it. You can choose not to choose. Therein is the final judgment. The illusion ceases and you wake from the dream. Yeah, I'm not into labels, guys. I'm not ragging on religion. I share with you my own personal perspective as to why I made a decision, why that wasn't good enough, and, num. I wanted to know more. I needed to understand why a 6-year-old girl was going to hell because she wasn't booped in some water by a guy who, we later learned to find out that all of these Catholic dudes kind of taking the reins, some of them were up to no good. Some of them were up to no good, so much so that it became public, and the people that they worked for protected them and moved them to new areas where they could continue to be up to no good. Yeah, so Peaceful Penguin, you're bang on. I think if I understand you correctly, I'm choosing not to choose. I am choosing to observe on a daily basis and not adhere to thoughts that aren't my own. There's some things that you can reconcile as, okay, that is, frequency or vibration that I relate to and want to reside on, but I don't want to jump into a thing with a label and stay there and say, that's good enough. That's all you can do. It's all you can do. I hope, see, here's my position, because I don't go with the flow. I kind of do my I hope I don't come across arrogant, and I hope I don't come across as like self-righteous. I want to be as humble as I can. You know, I want to wake up every day and look at things with fresh eyes and a clear mind. You know, I don't want to... Was that a bug? Woohoo! I just swatted a bug. All right. I'm sure this celebration will be short-lived, but at the end of the day, you got a good heart and you use your existence in this reality to be helpful to others, you know, to honor certain things like the truth. That's good enough for me, man. I don't care what label you stick on you. We can be friends. 4 Agreements. Yes, sir. I sold that book. I worked in a hippie store for a few years. That was a hot number. Yes, the 4 Agreements. You're going to put me on the spot? It's been so long. Truth is big. Don't fucking lie. Because you're lying to yourself. I watched some Dr. Phil. Because I'm taking a break from the World Theater. I'm tired of that show. So I've been cranking out some old Dr. Phil, and I was astounded. He said, everyone lies. Everyone lies. Whether it be constructively or through omission, Dr. Phil says everyone lies. Be impeccable with your word. Here we go. Hit me. Keep it coming. That's right. That's my point. Dr. Phil needs to read the 4 Agreements. And I think you can bring that over to your intentions too. If you're going to be impeccable with this, be impeccable with that first. Rum ham. 2 of my favorite things. Don't take things personally. Yeah, again, we're all here to learn and come to conclusions. Look at this. Ah, la 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 la. Don't make assumptions. Always a good one. And that goes back to labeling things, right? It's a judgment that we try to make sense of what the hell's going on here, and we judge things sometimes harshly. Always do your best. Yeah, thank you. It's like I'm copying from you on the test today. I like to think I embody all those things. You know, I can't. Am I the only person who can't lie? I really can't. I make myself ill thinking about it. If I have to, I can't even do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. There's a freedom. There's a freedom and an inner satisfaction, a great contentment that I hold when I tell the truth, when it's uncomfortable, when it's not in my best interest. We get tricked into thinking that, oh, it's not in your best interest, so just tell them whatever you need to so things will go easy. Well, that's not what we're here for, right? I would rather go through something uncomfortable and do it the right way and stand firmly in that decision and sleep good at night, knowing that I am a vessel for what I perceive to be as truth. And when I don't know, I will say I don't know. I don't know what else we can do. Maybe I undercomplicate things. Maybe I oversimplify things. But I don't think it has to be that complicated. I think it really is that simple. Yeah, absolutely. 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 You know, and if you tell the truth in times when it's difficult, and maybe you like, I try to always show, and I know I don't always resonate. I don't like using that word. I feel like some poser hippie. They don't resonate with me. Okay, but I know my vibe is super different from most of the people I work with. But I always try to remain someone who is always honest. Because there's times when I have to say, too fucking bad. Here's what's happening and here's why. And I want them to go, well, you know, I have no reason to second guess that, because even in times of detriment, that weirdo has spoken words of truth. She has been accountable. And that's just how I'm gonna roll. That's how I'm gonna roll. Great contentment. It's a freedom. It's a freedom of like, no matter what happens, at least nothing can touch me there, you know? Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Gotta get that honey sauce. Stop! Look what's happening. What an honor. I gotta tell you, mate, that is a surprise and an honor. I think there's a good crew of people that just naturally, on an existence level, excite and connect, and I'm so glad to have you guys here. Thank you. Thank you. It's a sunny day. It's a Sunday. I'm at the Catholic school. La 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 la. And yeah. Jam on biscuits? Are you trying to stir things up? So taste the jammy goodness. I don't know what to say. Truth shall set you free. Was that like, for guys, it's like, if you can't be handsome, be handy? Well, if you can't be anything, just bloody well be honest. Just be honest. Let's be real. Because it's like I can almost see it. Do you guys like see things like in images when you're trying to like muddle words together? It's like telling a lie is a resistance to your own reality. And if you're creating your own reality and you're bullshitting everyone every 10 minutes, then you're making your own life literally harder. So, Peaceful Penguin, I like you. You're saying all the stuff. I'm gonna lean into the old Honda here for a minute to read that. We do not walk alone. We walk together with every person whose heart has opened to peace, whose spirit has chosen kindness, whose daily life has become a garden where understanding grows. Peace monks. That is beautiful. Okay, I already cried for the chickadees once. I won't squirt a few today. I won't. I'm done. That's beautiful. It's accurate. Right on. Stop! Are you bringing the world theater to my anti-establishment focus on truth? Bad Sov. Bad Sov. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Is that a good thing? I'm so out of the loop. And oh my gosh, here, you get a wrenchy wrench. out as a moderator. Boom. Yeah. I'm like, why did Sov make me a mod? I'm a total wingnut. This is a risk. I'm a liability. But that's good. I try to always never abuse that. The Freedom Biscuit rising. Well, I'll take your word for it, my friend. I will take your word for it. Anything good, I'm open to receiving. So, and the great thing is, all that goodness happened, and I didn't have to do anything. Yes. So back to the peace monks. You forget, like there's like spiritual people. Okay, what did you do today? Well, I woke up, I drank a coffee, I looked at my painting, I laughed at it because the barn's too big and now I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm walking the dogs, I gotta go get tea. There are monks whose existence are, not gonna say it, who are largely composed of existing in a state of peace for others. For others. They wake up, I'm sure they drink some tea or, use the bathroom or whatever, but these people wake up every day and become peace factories, good vibe generators. They wake up and they hold a space for, it's 50-50, really. You get to choose love or fear, right? So these guys just wake up and chuck love in every direction, every day of their life. You guys are like walking poetry today. We are each a node in the greater light that blinds the enemy. That's so beautiful. So yeah, these monks wake up every day and they're just like, love to everybody. Someone shakes them later at lunchtime. They're like, hey, here's some samosas. Num, num, num. Back to chucking love. Love for everybody. Don't be afraid. All those whack jobs called presidents and leaders. Don't worry about it. There was only love in an all-knowing state before the fall. Did you just introduce everyone to God? That was nice of you. Dogs. This is heyday for dogs. I don't know. See, it starts off here. I think where I live in Muskoka, it's pretty respectable, people just, puppies. Most people pick up their dog shit. Like in public, at home. I'd say it's kind of the 10 consents here. Something happens in like the 142nd week of winter where I think people are just like, fuck it. It's shit, man. There's like 8 feet of snow and people do the math and they're just like, you know what? This is the time of year. Look, it's everywhere. It's a danger zone. That's why I'm walking in the the snow is a myriad of colors, sir, not restricted to yellow. I think people are just like, you know what? It's like the natural war of nature. Animals defecating and way too much snow melting. And it becomes like this contest of how can I maximize my life by, scrutinizing between I should pick that up or fuck it. There's a lot of FI going on here. But whatever. It grows for a couple weeks, then it turns into water, comes back to the earth. The odd minimum wage worker gets paid a bit to pick some of this, the troopers, right? They get picked up. And life goes on. Life goes on. And on. It's not that warm. And on and on and on. Sorry about that. Yeah, oh yeah. We have snow saw that is like, it was up to the hip. And we actually had to use the snowblower and create little walking paths so that we could leave the house, because then the roof snow kept falling. And so now I have piles of snow, giant marshmallow sections of snow with like snowblower paths to get to the driveway. And the dogs are like, all the paths are used up, so they climb up on top. So there's like my yard as well is in ill repair thanks to these guys, but yeah. Well, everything about this realm is mechanical to some degree, for lack of a better term. Water in a stream, that's a filter, right? Water in itself, that shit's magic, sorcery right there. What doesn't water do? Water is sentient to some degree. Water is malleable and manipulatable. You can manipulate it. What's the word? It's malleable. Let's stick with that one. Yeah. We take that for granted. Like, I'm a musician, right? And I try to just make it about the music. And winters are long. I hide out. I try to, keep amused. And then what did I see? I saw this like ad on FB or whatever, and it was like fairly local. Like, it was an establishment in this general neighborhood. And like the girl that was musicking, I don't know, like I don't, good on you. I keep forgetting there's more elements at play when it comes to fitting in this world. Like, there's a reason I'm not rich and famous, because I refuse to use a musical platform to bring anything other than music. I mean, I clean up okay. I'm not wearing any makeup. Here, there you go. How do you take 10 years off? I just do all my music videos like this. Yo, I'm 29 again. Or still. I can't do that. But then I think, well, what if you get to a point where you do what they're doing to fit into this world? You are forsaking this world. You forget things like people can feel each other. You forget things that water and copper and quartz and all of these elemental things that we pick. I'm walking on quartz right now. Quartz is, what is it? Piezoelectric conductor, and people collect it and wear it as jewelry, but we can harness things with all these elements that we take for granted every day because we're applying our own existence to a fake reality. It's a beautiful thing. And you're so right, Dean. You know, the only reason I'm doing a stream right now is because I was out walking and I thought I'll just see what's on the old like live beep boop ding dong, and I went through 5 or 6 channels, and you know me, I'm like spreading joy. And everyone was really upset and grumpy. Chris, are you talking about quartz or water? Or the earth? Please clarify. Inner nerd. Asking for inner nerd. Missouri. I saw grass today. A little bit in the crack between the 4 feet of snow and the wall of the outside of the house. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm gonna go home and yeah, what the heck, quartz, you know? Quartz, like, okay, again, from my mastery of managing a hippie store, when people came in and they were like, oh, I need a stone that I can, and so I can, I don't know, lose weight, attract a man, be successful, ground in, ground out, and everything that we experience as people can be translated to like an energy output, right? I forgive my lack of proper verbiage. I'm just extrapolating all this on my own. I'm not wearing socks. You got a weird thing going on where you're buying people's socks? Here, it's your lucky day. Ooh, no socks. No socks left for you. All right, this isn't that kind of channel. So, long story short, you know, if you want like protection, or there's a stone that they've associated to every want or need or function that you could desire. And the funny thing is, yes. I love you guys. This is awesome. If anyone doesn't understand what Heron is saying, please read the comments because you guys have your shit together. But quartz. So, quartz, much like water, can be programmed with your intentions. So you could have, so like for example, bronzite was one of my, bronzite. Do you know why I liked bronzite? Because being me, trying to always see the greatness in everyone and just assuming the best in people, I got taken advantage of quite a bit. So for me, bronzite was an attractive companion to have floating around in my purse because vibrationally it is to protect you from the ill wishing of others. And much like fire agate has this attribute, bronzite has a fun little amendment where it sends it back to the person trying to get you. So bronzite to me was always pretty badass, but I left a piece in Jamaica just cause, I don't know, it was all like, I'm gonna leave my bronzite here in Jamaica for whatever reason. I don't know, it was all I had, but it was a really nice bronzite. And sometimes that's another thing, because you don't even have to physically hold the stone. When I worked in the hippie store, I had access to every stone, and I'd be at home sometimes and I'd like want to know something, so I'd think of, you know, the stones or gems that were conducive to like enlightenment or higher learning. And rose quartz is love, D-man. Rose quartz is love. But quartz in itself, if you hold it and you apply your intentions to it, it's receptive to your intentions. Let's say that. That's my long-winded point I'm trying to make. But yeah, rose quartz is a love stone. Soft, gentle, nurturing, loving. That's that energy of a rose quartz. So, you know what? The sun's going down. Okay. Where is it? Oh no! I usually have... This is gonna have to do. Here's a piece of quartz. Oh, Dewey! That's one I found. Just because there's so much quartz here in Muskoka. Granite, as you say, Chris. I had a really big, bad piece of it. It was like a little fairy wand. I wanted to show you guys. I don't know where it is now. Whatever. Anyways, here's a piece of quartz. Please. Think that you're holding this. This is the key. What are your intentions? I wish for every single one of you today I just want to eat quartz. I hope you guys all have the best day. It was so nice to see you guys present in my madness. There we go. It's a cloudular eclipse. Whoa. What are you doing, sun? The Alchemist is probably one of my favorite books. It is definitely my most purchased book. And strictly for the reason that I have gifted almost every copy I've owned to someone who I just knew would like it. So I hope that you all... I asked that little quartz to facilitate and assist a beautiful, relaxing, chillaxing, possibly marinara-filled day for you all. And I hope that it has a way of making its way to you. Peaceful Penguin, thank you for joining us. You're a delight. Sub up, because I would love to have you present at another live sometime. D-Man, Chris. Who's this new person? I'm gonna try and say it. Mudavath Savalal. Really, I have more than 20. I don't have only one place. I have more than story in your life in India. Well, I don't fully know what that means, but I feel like it was intended to be kind, so thank you for that. Chris, D-Man, Sov. That was a treat. Pokeroo. Oh, Sov was in my chat. Ah! And One mind, one spirit. You guys, Peaceful Penguin, super duper big love to you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the magical place that I hold, being here in this realm and experiencing you. I thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day, and we will catch you on the flip side. Like, should biscuit be my exit? Taste the biscuit, touch the sun. All right, bless up, be well, and be merry, guys. We'll catch you on the flip.